and welcome to another day of Bookmas. Today I am sharing some ideas for some great bookish gifts. So if you have a bookworm in your life and you don't know what books they want or they need this year, these are just 10 gift ideas for things that they will probably love that might not necessarily be books. So the first and the most obvious thing on this list would have to be gift cards. So if you get like the National Book Tokens or the Waterstones gift card, if you have a bookworm in your life, then you can get, say, like a £10 or a £20 gift card. You can give it to them and then they can choose the books themselves. So that is always a good option, especially if you're planning on doing a lot of your shopping online this year, because it looks like a lot of kind of gift cards are available online. And I have a feeling with the Waterstones ones, at least you can actually use them online as well, so it won't force people to go out to the shops either. The next thing I'd like to talk about is candles. So basically every single book box contains bookish candles. I've decided to show off my 2 Illuminate scented ones today because I've just finished reading Illuminate and I find it really cool that I've had a Cadian and Aiden candle for like years and I had no idea who they were because I hadn't read the book. So the Aiden candle is by Meraki Candles. This was an Illumicrate exclusive, which is bergamot, sandalwood and mercy scented. And then I believe this one was for Owlcrate. This is a Wick and Fable candle, which is scented like blood orange. And it's also got like a really nice like light shimmering of glitter on the top, and I love them. There are so many different bookish candle companies. I will pop some names of ones I can think of off the top of my head up on the screen around me. And like there are so many different ones and they have a lot of different fandoms that they will feature. So for example, those are 2 completely different companies doing Illuminate fandom candles. So if you know what your bookworm's favourite fandom is, or like a book that they particularly love, you'll probably be able to get a candle that is centred around that one for them. Another thing I'd like to suggest today is possibly a TBR cart. So if you have a bookworm who has quite a bit of space in their house, but they have a lot of books that they're planning on reading and they never know quite where to put them, a TBR cart is a great idea. We haven't got one yet, but that's mostly because we have babies and they probably tear all the books off of it. But I think these are a great idea so that you can put like library books on them, you can put proofs on them so you know what you have to read next and you can work through them really quickly. Another idea is these little magnetic bookmarks. I love paper bookmarks, but I think there's just something about these little magnetic character ones that are just so cute and I really love these. I don't use them too often because again, babies. Sophia particularly, I had some that had cats that like popped out the top and we called them peekaboo cats, and she loves them so much that every time I used one in a book it like tore the top of the page. So we've had to stop using those and I haven't risked using these, even though these have the nice flat tops, so these don't get damaged if you put them in your bags. These little ones here are Gruffalo ones by Crafted Van, but I'd also like to recommend Beedoo. I haven't seen a lot of companies using Beedoo since these were from Illumicrate. These were in one of their very early boxes, but I just think the illustration style that they use is gorgeous. I was looking on their website recently and they've got ones that are like all of the different evolutions, which is like anything that's like crossover between Bookish and Pokemon is going to be right up my alley, and I'm really happy with those, so I'm gonna probably be ordering myself those in the new year. So yeah, bookmarks, always a good idea, because what bookworm has enough bookmarks to last, especially little funky ones, and again, you can match them up with their favourite fandom. Another idea could be to get them a TBR jar. So at the moment I'm using like a Halloween bucket as my TBR jar because I have too many books on my TBR to fit into a jar, but if you can find like a nice kind of designed jar, I know that there are some on Etsy that you can get, so you could always get one for your bookworm and then they can play their own little TBR game by pulling some things out of the jar, and it might convince them to read through some of the books that they already own that they haven't read yet. Another great idea is book sleeves. There are so many different designs for book sleeves, so you'll have to shop around to work out which design is the best kind of choice for your bookworm. This is the Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets book sleeve by Harmy that was featured in Illumicrate. This was the first one that I could find. I like this one because it's very, very thick and they fit the really, really huge hardbacks in there. So that's handy because I do have one that's more of a paperback size, but it's nice being able to fit a big hardback in because those are the ones that I'm less likely to want to get damaged. But you can get ones that have like pouches, you can get ones that have pen slots, you can get ones that have zips at the top, You can get ones that like fold over. So you can get all different kinds of books these. So definitely have a shop around. Don't just grab the first one that you see. Have a different look and see if you can find one that's like perfect for your bookworm. Talking of book box subscriptions, an idea is that you could get them a book subscription. So if your bookworm has expressed interest in Illumicrate or Owlcrate or Fairy Loot or any one of the many companies that do book boxes, you could always get them like a 3 or 6 month subscription, or even just a 1 month subscription if they just want to test it out, and you can see how they feel about it and you can get their input on it, and then it's always something that you can continue for like birthdays and other holidays throughout the year. Another idea could be a book bow, book pillow. I'm sure there are other companies who do these, but these are the only ones that I've ever seen myself. So the book bow is like a little V-shaped kind of beanie pillow that you can rest your hands on when you're reading. So if you're somebody who has like weak wrists or has like possibly arthritis or any kind of problems with your hands, and if you read like a lot of heavy hardbacks, it can get really painful to hold them up. So this is just a way that you can like rest them down, have them nice and relaxed in your lap, and then you'll be able to read for longer without as much pain. This is definitely something that I'm going to be investing in myself in the future, because I have funny thumbs and wrists and I get a lot of pain, and sometimes, especially in the winter months, when I'm like holding the book up for too long, I'm like, oh, the ache. So I think this is one that I'm going to be investing in at some point, but they are American based, so I am kind of hesitant on the shipping and the conversion and everything, but one day I'm just going to bite the bullet and do it. Another good idea is a book light. I would normally hold up my beautiful book light, which has like a little Hunger Games logo on it that was from an Illumicrate, but I can't find it. So Sean has told me to recommend multiple book lights, because if your bookworm is somebody who travels a lot at night and they want to be reading in the car, then they might put their book light in there, and then their book light might get lost somewhere between the car and the house, and they might have no idea where they've put it, like I've done. So it's always good to have one that you can put up by your bedside table, just in case, because I can't read in bed at the moment, which is gutting, because I want to read my paperbacks and I have to just carry on reading on my Kindle. Not a bad thing, at least I'm still reading, but there are paperbacks I want to read too. But then you can have one for on the go, and you can have one for by your bed. So even if they've already got one, it might be worth getting another one for them. It's a really good investment. And the last of these 10 bookish gift ideas is bookends. So we are lucky that our bookshelves go all the way along to the end of the wall. So we don't actually need bookends on our shelves, but I think that eventually, when we've unhauled some of these books and when we've like reorganised it properly, we'll probably put like a bookend here and a bookend here, and then have like little ornaments in between. That will also be dependent on the children, because the children will grab them down, so we will need to wait until the children are less grabby. But that could always be a nice idea. So even if you do have a bookworm who has books all the way along, you can still get them bookends, because they might be able to utilise them in a different way. I know that I see a lot of people on BookTube who have like little kind of artistic gaps with candles or little Funko Pops like hidden in those little gaps to kind of spruce up their shelves a bit more. So that is always an option. I would normally hold up beautiful bookends here as well, but I have no idea where I've stored them, because as I said, we aren't using them at the moment. I do have some really gorgeous ones, so I will try and find an excuse to show those off one day. But you know what bookends are. They just kind of stand like this and they hold your books. Like, it's pretty self-explanatory. I hope you enjoyed this Bookmas gift guide. If you're planning on getting any of these gifts for your bookworm, please let me know down in the comments. Or if you are a bookworm who can think of something else that you really want to receive that I've missed off of here, because I'm always looking for more ideas for gifts for people and to ask for, because I never know what to ask for that isn't books. And like, everybody thinks we've got too many books, so I'm not allowed to ask for books anymore. We will see you tomorrow with another Bookmas video. If you liked this one, please like it. If you'd like to subscribe, I'd be really, really grateful. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye!